You should not have a problem. Mm. Hello, hello. It's hot.
Hi. Hi, hi.
There you are.
Long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see, right?
Yeah, it's long. Yeah. Hello.
Hi, Megan. How are you today?
I'm great.
I missed you. I haven't seen you in forever.
Me too.
So, how was lunch with your grandparents today?
Um, very yummy.
Very yummy. What did you eat?
Eh? Mm. Uh, How about?
Oh, I love hot pot. It's so yummy. I wish I could find a good hot pot here where I live now. Up
Mm.
north in the main island, they have some hot pot that's really, really, really good. Really expensive too, but really good. Here,
Mm.
maybe I'll make hot pot. That might be fun. Maybe I'll do that. What's your favorite hot pot? Because there's different kinds, right?
Uh, Sukiyaki.
Oh, I've never heard that. Sukiyaki. What's that? Is it like spicy, salty, savory?
Salty is like
Ah.
soy sauce.
With soy sauce.
Sweet soy sauce.
Oh, okay. All right. That actually makes a lot of sense. Okay. So, mm, what is that? Is did your light fall down or something?
It's broken.
It's broken. Oh, okay. Well, that's hilarious. Well, you know what though? I have found that the light from the screen is usually enough for the cameras nowadays. For example, I have no light in front of me like I used to. A year or two ago, I would always have to have like a ring light here. Now the cameras are really good on the computers where just the light from the screen, I don't even have to use the ring light anymore.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not using any lights. It's my light is actually back here. That's why if I go over, there's a light that will show up. There's a thing that goes across. But yeah, the cameras are so good now that you don't even usually need the extra light. So unless you need it to see, it actually was easy to see without the light. So yeah, cool. All right. So once again, it is your turn to ask me one question.
Mm, mm,
Oh, you could ask
um,
me anything. It can be a silly question, it can be a serious question, it can be anything.
um, how are you today?
Oh, how am I today?
Mm,
I'll let you get away with that question today because it's been a while. Um, Pretty good actually. I rode my motorcycle outside today, so it was a lot of fun. Me and my husband went outside and had something to eat. What did we do? Where did we go? I think we went and had some coffee, and oh, he wanted a pedicure and manicure. Oh, and we had something to eat, and then we came home, and then I had class. I took a nap, and then I had classes again. I was super tired. So I had a fun day. I had a relaxing day.
I'm tired too.
You had a good
Because,
time too?
uh, we have a long holiday and
Mm.
teachers uh give many homeworks.
Yes.
Yeah, my student before you said the same thing, that he had so much homework, he's still trying to finish it all. I think he said he has 20% left to finish. How much do you have left?
Um,
That response is telling me it's a lot. Am I right?
yes.
I'm also a mom. So I know that look. It was like, it's more than 20%. That's funny. That's good. I like that. Yeah, my student, it was funny. He asked me, his question was, in Western culture, my culture, do students get a lot of homework on holidays, right? Vacations? And my immediate answer was no.
Hmm?
Yeah, we don't know. Parents would say no. Parents would not allow it. Seriously, like, it's a holiday is a holiday. You're supposed to have a break. If I take a holiday from work, I don't bring work with me from my job. Your job is a student, so you're not supposed to have work on a holiday. So yeah, parents wouldn't allow it and it wouldn't happen. We don't have summer break. We have summer break. We don't have summer break homework. There's no way, you can't enforce it. There's new teachers every year. During Christmas break, they're not allowed to give you homework. Parents would say no. Like, if my kids came home with homework during Christmas, I would tell the teacher it's not getting done. I would just flat out tell the teacher, don't expect it to get done. It's not going to get done. It's a break. It's a very different culture. Our culture is very different. We believe that you go to school, that's your job. And after school, you should have, like, maybe an hour, hour and a half of homework. If you have a little bit more, it depends on if you're an AP student or not, but that's it. And then you're done. Because you're already in school for 6.5 hours, you shouldn't work more than me as an adult. So that's it. That's what we believe. And then we believe that weekends are for family, and holidays and breaks are also for family and for resting. So we believe in going and doing family activities. So we think that's important. We think it's just as important as school. So that's why we don't allow it. It wouldn't happen. And most Western countries are like that. There aren't very many who allow the homework that you guys have. We go to the school board. If the school sends home too much homework consistently, the parents will get together and go collectively to the school board and demand a change. Yeah, it's a whole different system. It's very different.
You want to go to the school in USA?
But the lunch is very gross.
Oh.
No, it depends on where you go to school, but we're allowed to bring our own lunch. Yeah, you don't have to eat school lunch in my country. They don't force you, not like in other countries. Like, I didn't buy school lunch. I brought my lunch because I preferred to bring my own lunch. You can bring your lunch in our schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what teacher usually eats at lunch when she was a kid?
Me?
What do you eat? What did you eat?
For
When you are
lunch?
a kid.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, well, I did eat school lunch sometimes. There were certain lunches that I liked. One was called cheese zombie. I'll explain that later. But there was a couple lunches that I liked because we get a menu for the whole month. And so you know what you're going to eat every day for the month. And then I would circle the days that I wanted to eat lunch, that I liked what was there. And then the rest of the time I brought lunch. So my culture, we don't always eat a hot lunch. We eat a cold lunch. Now my kids ate hot lunch because they're half Asian and they liked rice. So I would send hot lunch with them. My kids didn't eat school lunch very often. Um, but I would eat like a sandwich. So I would make myself a sandwich. Sometimes I would make like a roast beef sandwich or a turkey sandwich or a chicken sandwich or peanut butter jelly. Sometimes a vegetable sandwich, and have cheese and pickles and onions and tomatoes and things. And then I would have a piece of fruit. So usually an apple. I liked apples. Sometimes bananas and an orange or grapes. And then some type of vegetable like baby carrots or celery. We used to call them ant trails. So it's celery with peanut butter and raisins. So it looked like little ants on a trail because anyways, we call them ant trails. Yes, we called them crackers. Sometimes some kids would bring cheese and crackers. I didn't bring that as a kid. And then you got like a juice box. Your parents would send you with like a juice box, or you would buy the milk at school. So even if you didn't buy the lunch, you could buy the drink. So they would have like the milk box or the juice box, and you could buy that at school instead of bringing a drink. Sometimes I would bring a thermos and it would have like hot soup or a drink. So yeah, that's what I brought to school. Yep. It was very easy. I had a lunchbox with my stuff in it. You know what my dad used to do? You want to hear a funny story? Yeah. So when I was really little, we got the paper lunch bags. I had lunch boxes, but usually it was the paper bag. And my dad, if he had a day off, he would make our lunch sometimes. We made our own lunches, but sometimes my dad would do it. And he used to draw our name. My dad was silly. He died when I was 10. So I remember this really well because it was funny. So he gave each of us a nickname. So my full name is Nicole. You can see it on the screen. I'm Teacher Cole. Cole is my nickname, but Nicole is my full name. My dad's nickname for me was Nee Coca-Cola.
So cute.
Yeah, I know, right? And so he would draw a picture of a leg and he would point the arrow, he would bend the leg and he would point the arrow at the knee, right? At the knee, right? So there's like this leg and it would have a shoe and a sock, like a tennis shoe and a sock with a knee, and he'd point at the knee, and then he would draw a Coca-Cola bottle. And he would put plus and then Coca-Cola. So it was knee Coca-Cola. And then my sister, she used to hate hers because her name is Tiffany. And he would call her Tiffany Cat Grin Finch. My maiden name is Finch, my name at birth. So he would write her name, Tiffany, and then put a big cat with the ears with a big old smile, like on the Alice in Wonderland, the Cheshire Cat, and then her last name. And then my youngest sister, her nickname from my dad, her name is Holly. So he would call her Holly Tree. So he would draw a picture of a holly tree and put it on her lunch bag. But I'm the oldest, so I had the most interesting name. Anyways, yeah. My kids had a little different lunch because, my kids they're American, but they're half Caucasian and they're half Asian. So they will eat lunch like I do, but they also like to eat hot lunch too, like rice, because, well, they're half Asian. We eat a lot. I don't eat rice, but they do. So sometimes they would get lunch like I did, cold lunch, sandwich and, fruit and a vegetable and a juice box, maybe a snack. And sometimes they would get a hot lunch. And I had these special containers that would keep their food hot all day. And so I would take the food from last night, like whatever we had for dinner, usually like rice and stir fry and vegetables, and I'd put it together in a little container and they would take it to school with a drink. Yeah. What do you eat for lunch at school? I know that was a long explanation, but it was.
On Friday, we'll have fried fish
Oh, okay.
and some vegetables.
And rice.
And we will have drinks.
Oh,
But
okay.
the other day is soup.
Yeah. Our school lunches Okay, so there's a big difference in the school lunches from when I was a kid to the lunches they have now. So when I was a kid, they still cooked in the school.
Mhm.
I actually remember it was my generation where they stopped cooking the meals in the school. They had it brought in. So I actually remember when they stopped cooking the meals in the school and the food was mostly brought in and only a few of the things were actually made in school. So they used to actually cook in school. And then they started bringing it. Like they would cook it somewhere else and bring it to the school. Um, so it depends on the school you go to. Not all the meals are bad. Usually they have what's called a vegetable bar. It's like a salad bar. So that's unlimited. You can get as much salad and vegetables as you want. That's outside the school lunch line. It's part of your lunch, but that's what we call the unlimited salad bar. You can get as much vegetables that's there that you want. So if you're still hungry, you can eat as much of that as you want. But the lunch changes every day. Like some days it's I'm trying to remember what we had when I was a kid. I know that we did do hamburger and pizza and cheese zombie and things like that, but we had other things like spaghetti and stir fry. We did do stir fry and lasagna, like traditional American meals. Um, so yeah, it changes, but we could always bring lunch. I mostly brought lunch.
Mm. I want to bring that to my school too.
You know, I didn't know that. I learned that like 2 weeks ago. All this time I've been teaching my students, I didn't know that you couldn't bring your own lunch to school.
Mm,
Only a few schools are allowed.
mm,
Really?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, most of the more kids brought lunch than ate lunch. And then by the time I got to high school, it started changing from elementary school. It started changing where it was like by the time I got to middle school, it was about 50-50. And then when I got to high school, more kids were buying lunch than bringing lunch. So now more kids do bring buy lunch than bring lunch. But if they couldn't bring lunch, it would be a big problem because some people would be very angry about that.
Mhm.
Do you eat breakfast at school?
no, because if I bring to school, I only have 10 minutes to eat it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hmm. We offer breakfast at school. It's optional. And usually you only have like 10-15 minutes to eat breakfast. It's very small. So even if you rode the school bus, you know, it's something really small, like it's like a bowl of cereal or a breakfast bar. I used to eat lunch at breakfast at school, but only once or twice a month. In my school district, when I was a kid, they used to make homemade cinnamon rolls.
Oh, good job. Sounds nice.
Yeah, it was cool, but they only did it like once a month or twice a month at the most. And that was the one time I would show up at school to eat breakfast. And when they stopped cooking the food at the school, my school district actually fought to keep that because the lunch ladies used to make it. It was a special recipe only my school district did. And I
Wow.
remember that we used to love it. It was really cool.
Mm.
Yeah. And sometimes they had like French toast or pancakes,
Mhm.
but usually it was always cereal or a breakfast bar.
Mm.
Yeah. Something you could eat very quickly. Of course, not not French toast or pancakes. That takes a little longer to eat. But yeah, and if your school bus came late, because that happens sometimes, the bus driver would call the school on the radio and they would just tell them that the bus was late so that they would hold the breakfast for the kids that were going to get breakfast, so they were allowed to go get their breakfast before they went to class.
Mm.
So they're not marked absent or late because of the bus. It's not the kids' fault.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
I drove a school bus for a while.
Mm.
Yeah, I did. You know those, you ever seen the movie The American School Buses, the really big ones? Big yellow buses? Big,
Mm.
big. It holds 72 kids.
Oh, 72. Wow,
Yeah,
that's big.
the maximum amount of kids you can put on is elementary school, and that's 72 kids, 3 kids in each seat, 2 rows.
Oh,
And it's a 50-foot bus. So yeah, 72 was the max on one bus.
wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of kids.
就觉得 bus in Taiwan we can only hold 44 passengers.
The
No.
school bus?
Yeah, the same. Yeah.
We
Mm.
have smaller buses. So the big bus, the 50-foot bus is the big bus for the bigger route. It maximum, that's elementary school because the bigger the kids, the less in the seat, right? So it's 2. So when they get to high school, because they're almost adult size, that's when we allow 2 kids per seat. But middle school and elementary, it's 3 kids per seat. And a 50-foot bus will max out at 72.
Wow.
Max. Most of our buses are around, we usually keep the buses around 55 to 60 kids. It's an interesting skill to control kids through the bus driver has a big, it's like this big. It's big rear view mirror, and it's just to see all the kids. And it's impressive trying to control 72 kids through a rear view mirror. Let's just say I'm a master at the mean mommy voice. I can look in the mirror and they'll know exactly who I'm talking to. Do you ride the school bus?
No.
No. Have you ever ridden a school bus?
No.
Not even for a field trip or anything like that?
Yeah, field trip you'd ride it, but it's not a school bus.
It's not a school bus, it's
Oh, you charter a bus?
just a bus.
Do you charter a bus or do you use the city transportation? Do you know the difference? I'll tell you the difference.
I don't know.
So city transportation is just your city buses, right? And the regular routes. A chartered bus is when the school hires a private bus to come and pick everybody up and take them somewhere.
So you say I rode on the charter bus.
I rode on a charter bus.
Okay. I've done both in school. There was 1 or 2 field trips where we had a charter bus, but in the US, most of the field trips are done by the school buses too during the day. Yeah. Yeah. Because the bus driver works in the morning and they work in the afternoon, and then during the daytime we bid on accepting extra routes for field trips. We drive the kids around in the school buses for the field trips. And then we have the short buses for the handicapped kids. And we have shorter buses for special routes that are difficult to drive in. So these are smaller bus. Oh, yeah. I've driven all of them. And I'm a teacher. We had bus drivers who were also like had PhDs and stuff because it paid very well and had good benefits. Your mom will understand why that's important. Yeah. So when are you going back to school? Are you going back to school on what, the 9th?
Tuesday.
That's the 9th.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Get out my okay, next Tuesday. What's today? Today. I was approving lessons. All right. Next Tuesday. Today's the 5th. Oh, like not like this week Tuesday, but the following Tuesday or this week Tuesday?
Yes,
The following Tuesday.
Okay, so the 14th. Wow, you're getting a long holiday.
No. I mean, 2 days later.
2 days
Okay.
later.
So that's not next Tuesday. That's this Tuesday.
Oh,
Ah, because it's this week. If you say next Tuesday, that's the following week because it's
mm,
already Sunday. This is the
mm,
start of a new week.
Oh,
yeah.
Ah, well, that's funny. Most of my students are not going back until the 9th because I think the 8th is National Day.
No, no, the 10th is another national day. It's double 10th day.
Yeah, double 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a lot of students who said they were going back to school on the 9th, which doesn't make sense if the 10th is a holiday.
Perhaps they go to private or American school, so they have different holidays with us.
Well, this student's actually in China.
Oh, yeah, if
mm.
the students from China, then we'd have different holidays.
Well, it's funny because I have a lot of students in Taiwan and everybody's going back at a different time.
That means, yeah, they probably go to the private school and they
Mm.
have different semesters with the normal
Ah,
Chinese schools. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Do you go to a private school, Megan?
Yes,
Yes,
I do.
yes, I do.
Ah, what kind of private school?
Catholic
Oh,
junior high school.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but that was funny.
I'm sorry.
Ah,
Catholic.
Catholic.
Yeah. When you say
Mm.
Catholic, it sounds like alcoholic. That's why I was laughing because my husband is Catholic and that was hilarious. Uh, Catholic. Okay, Catholic. That
Catholic.
makes sense. Yes. Uh, I know what you were trying to say. They also call it Catholicism,
Mhm.
and you were trying to combine the two words is what you were doing,
Mm.
but it's okay. No, it sounded like alcoholic, which was funny. Um,
Yeah, yes, you make a joke about this.
it is funny. It's funny. I'm going to tease my husband about that later. Um, all right. So Catholic. Okay. All right. Now, do you go there because it's a good school, or are you also practicing Catholics?
no, because there are too many uh bad teenagers and the other school.
Ah, okay. So quality of education in a safer place, right?
Mm.
Very good. That's a perfectly good reason. I grew up in I went to Christian private school for a few years when I was a kid as well. Not Catholic, just a Christian private school. Uh, Preschool, kindergarten, and first grade, actually.
Mhm.
And my kids went to private school for a couple years, even though I homeschooled most of the time. They did go to private school for a couple years.
Mm.
Yeah.
So is he in a private school or public school now?
My kids,
Yeah.
well, I would really hope they're not in school now, considering my kids are like, how old are they now? Hold on, give me a second. I gotta do math. So my son, the youngest is born in 99.
Okay.
So
Mm.
that's 10, 26.
26.
Yeah, so the youngest
Oh,
is 26,
oh my God,
28,
he's
and
so
30.
big now. Oh, so you
Yeah.
got married in a very young age, right?
Yes, I did. My oldest is actually a year and a half older than the middle child.
Mm-hmm.
So for like half the year they're like 1 year apart, and then the other half of the year they're
Mm.
2 years apart.
Wow. But you still look so young. You don't look like a 30-year-old kid mom. I mean, 30-year-old man mom.
Well, he's still a kid to me. That's because my oldest is actually my stepson,
Ah, I got it.
but he's mine. His mom
Mm-hmm.
passed away when he was 11, so I've raised him, so he's mine. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I always have to say that because he's my kid, but I know that when I say his age, and then if people know how old I am, it puts me at a weird borderline of how how old was I when I had that first kid, right? You know, and then it makes my husband look funny because then, because my husband's 21 years older than me, so then it makes it
Oh,
look like Wait a
Oh,
minute.
you need to do the calculator.
Right? And it is people don't look at me strange, they actually look at my husband strange because they're like, whoa, she was a minor. I was like, no, 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 no. I had my first child, I was almost 20. So
Mhm.
well, no, I had just turned 19, I believe. Yeah. So my birthday's December. And then my
Uh-huh.
my two kids, my middle and youngest are both born in February.
Mhm.
So I was 19 when the first one was born and 21 when the second one was born.
Mm. Still
Yeah.
very young.
Yeah, but I mean, like, in my family, almost every woman has had their first child at 20,
Wow.
but they've all been married too. That's a big deal in my
Mhm.
family.
Mhm.
So I was the first one to actually have one before 20. And then I have a couple
Mhm.
cousins that also did at 19 as well.
Mhm.
I'm from the countryside, so I know that like my generation is the generation where they started waiting a little bit longer to have kids.
Mhm. Yeah.
So half of people in my generation had them at the time that I grew up, people having kids. And then the other half is when they started waiting to like after college or
Mhm.
almost 30 or 32, like that.
Mm.
I'm happy I had my kids early
Yeah, you
because
look so
now
young.
now I'm in my 40s. I don't have any kids. Me time.
Yeah, you can have a lot of me time, plenty of me time.
I'm young enough to enjoy it. So, yeah. We had a weird class today.
Yeah, we only talk about.
It's tough. I think it's probably
Yeah,
because we were gone so long, we had a lot to talk about, right?
yeah, for sure.
One day you're going to have to show me a picture of your grandparents.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's been a few times you've been at a restaurant with your grandparents.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems
Which
like you have a really great relationship with them. Am I right?
say it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
How much do you love your grandparents? Come on. How much?
Do you love your grandparents?
Mm,
Unlimited?
Nah,
limited.
the answer is to the moon and back.
Yes, to the
That's an
moon.
old phrase. That's an old phrase. Yeah. To the moon and back.
To the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will tell you, treasure your grandparents a
Mm.
lot. The best memories I have is not only of my dad, but of my grandparents. Mine have all passed away now, but your grandparents will teach you and show you things about the world that you cannot learn from a history book. You cannot learn from watching things online. That's like living history. And
Mhm.
you will never meet somebody who loves you as much as your grandparents, other than your mother.
Mm. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Grandparents are special because you know why? They've learned from their mistakes they made with their own children and they try to make it up with you. That's facts. That's 100% facts. You go and ask your mom about that. She will tell you that. I'm telling you that right now, Melinda. You ask your mom right now. She will tell you that. All the mistakes that they made with their own kids, they try to fix it with the grandkids. And also, they have more patience than they did when they were younger, when they were also having to work and support the kids.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
will
that's
never meet
true.
anybody who cares as much about you as you will your grandparents. So
Mm.
treasure that.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
True
And
that.
make sure to always say thank you and to call them and just tell them you love them because they will remember that and love it more than anything.
Mm.
My grandparents told me that. Yeah, I was one of the only grandkids when I became an adult that would go there I would go there weekly. I would call them almost daily.
Mm.
And when they got very old and had a harder time, they admitted to me that they would wait for me to call
Mm.
because like even their own kids would be busy with life and not have enough time for them.
Mhm.
And it just made them feel so special that a grandchild would call and take care
Yeah.
and come and respect them. I used to send letters. Like it was so weird because I could have called them, but I used to send them letters sometimes just so that they would get something in the mail.
Mm. That's so touching.
I did. I would just send them little letters. It was fun. So remember, lots of hugs, lots of I love yous, and lots of phone calls. Grandparents
Okay.
are special.
Mm.
Yes, grandparents are special.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. Next week we're gonna start a new unit. So we were in the Iceman last time, but I think we should just start a new unit and just move to the next unit. Okay. Start fresh. It's been a while. What do you think?
Mm. Okay.
You want to? Okay. So that means we'll start with unit 4 in our next class. So this is still Reading Explorer 2, and it'll be unit 4. So we can just start fresh with a new topic. We're not bringing back anything old that we try to remember from last time. We're just going to start all fresh. Sound good?
That sounds good.
Awesome. Very good. All right. Now, just remember, if the topics start to become too difficult or the concepts are too difficult, let me know. I did upgrade a lot of my teen material, so we can go to something else for a while to work our way back up into Reading Explorer. So never be afraid to let me know. Okay?
Okay.
Because some of the reading can get a little bit heavy for some kids. So just let me know. It's not a problem because we can always go to another material for a little while and then come back. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Any questions?
No.
No? You're going to get lots of hearts because I'm super happy to see you today.
Wow, so cool.
Oh, that's right. You didn't know. I had to replace my computer. My computer died.
Ah,
Yeah.
last time you told me you got a mic,
Yeah.
iMac, and then
Yeah, the Mac. I have the Mac. So that's why it does this. See, it does all
wow,
kinds of
wow, so cool.
and I can do, where is it? There it is. I got
Oh,
fireworks.
fireworks.
I've
Wow,
got
we
laser
just
beams too. The boys like this one.
Oh.
oh, so cool.
I've learned them all, so I give them to the kids for special effects.
Well, that looks like this Mac works very well with you.
Yeah, it does. It took me a long time to get used to it because I've used a PC for years and years, and I went to
Mhm.
college for programming PC. So this one took me a really long time to learn.
Mhm.
Um,
But it's worth
also,
it.
yeah, it was. The battery life is much better. The price is actually cheaper than a PC.
Mhm.
I'm not a big fan of Apple products. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like Apple products, but that has more to do. Well, it more has to do with the coding than anything else.
Mhm.
But you can't beat the price. You can't beat the camera. I'm using the camera
Mhm.
from this. It's better than the expensive camera I bought for the PC.
Mhm.
So, and the battery life, and they last longer. So
Mhm.
that's why so many teachers use them.
So cool.
Yep. And
Uh-huh.
I think I have somebody that's like, there we go. Yep, there we go. All right. I actually have to get going. I have to go to a
Okay.
podcast, but
All right.
I will
Oh,
see you next week, regular time, right?
okay. Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm wearing this because it was hot and I'm wearing my house clothes.
No worries.
All right. I'll see you later.
See you. Bye bye.